Hello there everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on FlossTube. I'm coming to you on this Monday, March 31st, 2025 with a FlossTube Extra. We are here to talk about SPRINGO. Before I get into that though, welcome everybody. Welcome to both my returning viewers as well as anybody who's new here. Perhaps you're checking out my channel for the first time. Welcome all of you. My returning viewers, thanks for sticking with me. I have hardly filmed at all this year. I haven't filmed a single update so far in 2025, and the first quarter is just about done and dusted. Hopefully I can get back into the swing of things fairly soon here, and we can get back to some semblance of normal. But in the meantime, we're here to talk about SPRINGO. So I'm sure you've heard about it all over FlossTube, and it kicks off on April 1st. Actually, this video won't go live until April 1st, until tomorrow. But anyway, it is an event created by, let me see if I can get the whole title correct, Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge Group. I think that's the whole title. If not, I'll put it on the screen here. But anyway, the two ladies that head that group are Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches and Carolyn of Seasook Stitch. And twice a year, before this year, they have hosted month-long bingo challenges. In January they have Bringo, and in September they have AB Singo. And this year they have decided to do SPRINGO. So I haven't participated in any of their bingo challenges in the past because I normally have some pretty strict goals, and that is such a deviation from not only how I like to stitch, but also it's just a deviation from my goals that I haven't participated in the years past. This year has been different. I won't go too far into it because I'm going to save that for kind of an update kind of video, but I have essentially let my goals go for the most part. I mean, there are some things that I would still like to make continual progress on, and I still have some ideas about some things I'd like to finish. I am still going for 40 finishes before I turn 40. But the sort of stringent goals, I've let them go. I have let them go. In the last couple of weeks, I have been sort of trying out different rotation ideas and trying to figure out what the future of my stitching is going to look like. And then they announced SPRINGO, and I thought, you know, that could be fun. It could be a fun sort of kickstart, sort of rehash what my rotation plans might be, something to try out in this sort of in-between phase that I am in right now. Full swiwi is very difficult for me. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but it's very difficult. So I kind of like this. It's kind of something a little different. Not to mention, it takes place for the first 25 days of April. My birthday is April 25th. And so that makes April 2025 like literally my birthday month. The whole month is 4/25. And it only happens every 100 years. So I feel like it's time to do something fun, some kind of a way just to I don't know, freshen the plans, if you will. So we are here to talk about what my projects are for SPRINGO. I'm just going to show you some starting points, and then it's pretty much up to Carolyn what I work on when. Okay, so SPRINGO is a little bit different than their other bingo games, because in the other bingo games you do have the opportunity for a blackout. This one is different because they're only calling 25 numbers, but there are 35 numbers on the board. So a blackout is impossible, and there's possibility that one of these projects won't get worked on and several of them won't get worked on much. So it's going to be interesting. So I ignore what's written on the top, if you can read that. But this is my SPRINGO board. So I took the numbers 1 through 35 and I list randomizered them. And so here we go. So that's how I made my board. And this is kind of blending the bingo board with an acrostic. So each letter of SPRINGO corresponds to a project pertaining to that letter: title, designer, designer's name, something in the piece that starts with that letter, etc., etc. So let's go through what my projects are. I decided it's my birthday month and I am going to do either birthday starts from the past, from the last several years, and I am blending that with favorite webs. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to get to work on like a bunch of my favorite things. This is not only my favorite things. I have so many favorite projects. I have 95 works in projects as of today. I have a lot of favorites. So this is certainly not this is not the whole list. This is just a few that I am chomping at the bit to work on. So let's get started. Okay, my S. S is for, oh, I've got my notes here. S is for coffee break. And I know that doesn't track. That lives in this project bag. This is a Black Cat X Stitchery bag. And this is Coffee Break by Soda Stitch. So S is for Soda Stitch. And move my needle minders out of the way. This is what this will look like finished. I'm doing this one here. The only thing that I'm changing is that I'm removing at least this label and this label. I may even remove these labels here, to be determined. But anyway, this is something that I started a few years ago, and I don't know that I've worked on it since. This is on a piece of 40 count Newcastle linen by Color and Cotton in the colorway Driftwood, and this is where I'm starting from. So I'm going to work on that on the coffee pot there, and I'm excited. This is done using DMCs. I'm using all of the called for DMCs, stitching 1/2. I think everything's in full cross on this. So that is Coffee Break, and that is my letter S. I also kind of chose things that were me and coffee. Yeah. Okay. Next up is the letter P, and again, this one is not going to be real obvious. This is Quaker Easter Eggs. We know this is one of my favorite projects. So that lives in this project bag by Vintage Owl Lady. And Quaker Easter Eggs, preview here of what this will look like finished, is by the Vivsters, who the designer behind the Vivsters is Vivian Powers. So the P is for Powers. This is on a piece of 40 count Newcastle linen by Fortnite Fabrics. Let me see if I have my label. I don't have my label, but you can't get Fortnite Fabrics anymore. I think it's like Sandy Bottom or something like that. Something beachy themed. Again, this is done using DMCs, 1/2 full cross. I am barely into this. There are 9 total Easter eggs in these different Quaker sort of styles. Uses just a handful of colors. I love this piece so very much, and I'm so geeked. I hope this one gets called a bunch. Actually, I hope they all get called a bunch. I'm going to be real disappointed if any of them doesn't get called at all. All right. So that is P for Vivian Powers, Quaker Easter Eggs. Okay, R, again, none of these really are very obvious. This is La Douceur du Jardin, forgive me, I don't speak French, by Madame Lafille, and that lives in this project bag. This is by Fab Shabby Rose on Etsy. And I chose this for R because it features a great big rose that I'm actually in the middle of. And this was a birthday start. I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago. But I don't remember. So anyway, so the rose there is my R. And a starting point, again, called for DMCs, 1/2. This is Picture This Plus, 40 count in, I don't remember the color rating, so I'll put it on the screen here. I believe this was a 2023 start because I know that I worked on it last year, but not for nearly enough. I wish the colorway name was coming to me. But like I said, I'll put it on the screen. So that is Garden Sweetness. And that is my R for Rose. Okay, the letter I lives in this project bag. This is a project bag by Stitch and Button. And in here lives my Spring Dragon by Ingleside Imaginarium. So the I's for Brittany's designing title. And preview here what this will look like finished. And here we go. This is a 32 count Belfast linen in Cauldron Bubble by Color and Cotton. It was in like a Halloween mystery box so many years ago. And this is also on my Year of Whips. So the last face-to-face video I filmed that wasn't for WhipGo, I showed you this. And that fabric is showing up pretty accurate. We're getting some good sunlight today. So that is my Spring Dragon, something that I would really like to finish this year. I have this in Pattern Keeper, and I pulled it up thinking that I had, you know, maybe 2,000 stitches left. No, it's over 4,000 stitches left, and that doesn't count the back stitch. Yeah. So that is I for Ingleside Imaginarium. Okay, N, I'm really excited about. This is my new start. This is my birthday new start for this year. And this one better get called. If not, I'm going to start it on the 25th on my birthday. But it lives in this project bag for which I don't know the maker. But in here is going to live my strawberry sampler, and I have DMC and fabric pulled. And so preview here of what this will look like finished. This is also by the Vivsters. And yeah, I'm excited for pretty colors. Pretty colors. Okay, and that is N for New Start. Okay, my G is Promise of Spring, which lives in this project bag here. And the G is for the designer Cottage Garden samplings. And let's see, that's what this one will look like finished. This again, I also showed in my Year of Whips video because I would like to finish it this year, but we'll see. This is on a 32 count Belfast linen in Seaside by Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And I have a ways to go, but I also have a good chunk of it done. Per usual with Cottage Garden samplings, these are deceptive. They don't look like as much stitching as they are. These designs are 159 by 159, but it's packed. So with this one, I am doing a DMC conversion. The designs call for, I think, yeah, all week's dye works. And so I am doing a conversion to DMCs. For the most part with these designs, I'm doing the DMC conversion that Vinny provides. So there is my Promise of Spring for G for Cottage Garden samplings. Okay. Last but not least is the letter O. And for that, I chose Opening Gambit, which lives in this project bag here. This was a birthday start of 2021, I think. And it was a restart in February of 23. So I still kind of count it as a birthday start, even though I also count the restart as my start date. So this is Opening Gambit by Long Dog Samplers. And I am stitching this on 40 count Newcastle linen in Vintage Country Mocha from Zweigart using DMC 902. And so that's my restarting point. I had originally started this on 32 count, but I really prefer 40 count stitching. Kind of in general, but certainly for long dogs. I really like them on 40 count. So that's using DMC 902. And the O is for Opening Gambit. So we will find out. I will find out. Like I said, I'm not posting this until tomorrow, April 1st. But Carolyn says that she will make the calls between, I think, 5 and 6 her time, which is between 8 and 9 my time, which is great because it gives me a chance to get things set up on my frame before my morning stitch tomorrow. So let's see. For my new start, we need 12, 25, 33, 22, or 15. So Carolyn, I'm technically shouting this into the void since, like I said, I won't even post this till tomorrow, but if you could hook me up with one of those numbers first thing, that would be a really great kickoff to this event. I'm really excited. I don't normally love like I don't normally love day-to-day rotations. I don't love switching every day, but I think that this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a good time. I'm probably going to do things similarly to what Sarah over at Stitch and Mommy does, in that I'm not going to post this officially, but I am playing along, and I will hopefully be back to filming regular updates, and I can show you my progress. So I think that's everything. I'm going to head off here and get this edited. I will get it posted first thing tomorrow on April 1st. Happy stitching, everybody. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're stitching. As always, be kind, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully pretty soon here. All right, take care, everybody.